but let's do it. Hey, everybody, this is the Post Movie Podcast. I'm Steve Head.
I'm John Black.
And we are... Fuck! Fuck, Steve, just say it.
Leave that in. That's funny.
We are fuck. We're here to talk to you about movies.
And we are most pleased to have Bob Chipman with us.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
And where can people find you?
People can find me at escapistmagazine.com every Friday with Escape to the Movies. The Big Picture on the same website on Tuesdays. The Game Overthinker on screwattack.com intermittently. Check out my blog at moviebob.blogspot.com and American Bob on YouTube.
Nice.
It's 5.
Do people sometimes say American... You confuse American Dad?
Sometimes.
American Dad
The American Bob is not the most popular project just yet. It's getting there.
I'm going to mention something really quick. Okay, so we were watching what were we watching? We were watching The Raven, which John and I actually never reviewed.
I did.
Did we? Like on the show?
Print, no.
Yeah, as far as discussion goes. And it was, quickly said, I liked the film, but not that great.
No, the John Cusack movie?
Yes.
Oh, God, it sucked.
Yeah.
So
God, it was terrible.
That movie sucked hard, man.
I don't think it was...
Oh, that was
I wouldn't be
awful.
that hard on it.
Oh, man,
God.
that John Cusack as Poe in that movie is an illustration of why Johnny Depp and Nicolas Cage act like they do in some movies, because if they don't, it's just a
would have
goofy
never
character actor
have
in a
thought
beard.
that. You know,
Like Nicolas Cage would have owned that movie. It still would have been shit.
Yeah,
but it would have been memorable shit.
Well, you know, I mean, it was disjointed.
Oh yeah,
it just the design just didn't. It wanted to have like some modern sensibility to it, and it didn't. It wanted to be bigger than it was, and it wasn't. And you could see that the studio tried to put that in with the digital effects and the end credits sequence. Just was so different. It was just it didn't meld. It didn't mesh.
Is it still in theaters?
But it was entertaining.
I think it might be gone already.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Hey, you know how we tell people, spoiler alert, because we're going to talk about something? The killer.
It's
not a spoiler because you can watch the whole movie and not figure that out. And then
but we shouldn't be I figured
that
still
out at the
have to
beginning of the movie.
Honor the fact that some people, like a movie like this, some people haven't seen. I know you're looking at me with certain disgust, but we gotta
letters of complaint
care for our listenership.
Let them complain.
Care for the people who are listening.
That movie, that ending was ridiculous. I'm doing people a favor.
Some people want to see the movie.
Let them.
I don't think anyone wants to see that movie. I think it's like opened in 6th place. But well, no, okay. Well, you edit it out. Beep it out.
But there were some people listening to this who wanted to see it.
Beep that out.
Well, no. What I will say about The Raven is that the reveal of who the killer is the laziest kind of mystery movie reveal on that sort of thing. Because all you have to do is watch the movie and start counting off. Okay, which of these characters has no other purpose to be in this screen?
It didn't immediately, to me, say, killer.
No, it's not so much that said killer, it's that I'm looking at this movie and I'm thinking, okay, this is a really lazily constructed TV-style screenplay, and everyone else in the movie has a reason to be there other than being the killer. Only reason to be there is to be the killer.
Play devil's advocate is that... I don't know. I'm just saying
that's more interesting than anything that's in the movie.
But here's the confusing part about the film is that the killer has taken Cusack's girlfriend, and he has to assume that she's alive, right? Or buried alive somewhere, and the question is where. But because we see her being buried alive, and she escapes. And then she's still buried alive again. And I mean, like, and where she is like, I mean,
she wakes up on the sound stage.
Was she outside? Where the hell? I mean, did I miss something?
No, you missed something better to do than going to see that movie.
Yeah.
But that was terrible.
It's
not even bad enough to be interestingly terrible. Like I've seen interestingly terrible. Like
I thrive on it.
Like the 2 Ghost Rider movies are interestingly terrible. This is just crummy.
Oh God!
I was just kind of, oh man, I'm bored.
Man, you guys make me feel guilty for kind of being entertained.
Well, no, be
entertained. I think that's what sometimes that's what I defend. Like when you really hate something, and I kind of liked it. I'm defending the fact that I was entertained by it sometimes. So here I am doing that with this.
No, be entertained. It's fine.
You really didn't like it that much, John?
I mean, you're wrong, but it's fine.
Really?
I thought
right up your alley.
Cusack
anyway.
was awful. I thought he was the worst casting. He looked like John Cusack with a bad goatee. I didn't believe him for a second as anything but John Cusack.
And the movie is afraid to give Poe a character. It's because I would love to know who wrote this in the first place, because the movie reads like like Edgar Allan Poe fan fiction.
Yeah.
Because the movie is like, I mean, Edgar Allan Poe was a pretty interesting guy, but he was also kind of fucked up. He had a lot of edgy shit that he was into.
Election fraud.
Allegedly, but like even the stuff that we know he was into was not. He wasn't like a super virgin. And in this movie, it's like he's cuddly. You know, it's the Jack Sparrow version of
the
Edgar Allan
accessible
Poe, where it's like,
Poe.
you know, where it's like, oh, I'm a cute alcoholic. It's okay, and that sort of thing. And you know, like they have to contrive a love interest for him so he can save the princess.
And it feels like it should be like an episodic detective show on TV.
Yeah. I would watch that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
It wouldn't be. It could stretch the shit out and be, you know.
And it's like
week after week.
And the bad guy's like, I'm obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm going to kill people in, you know, really, you know, odd references to his stories. And it's like the references are to The Pit and the Pendulum, The Raven, Cask of Amontillado.
And those are the kills.
And those are the kills. And it's like, oh, good. The same 4 Edgar Allan Poe movies every kid reads in like high school English class. Congratulations.
The only good thing about this is I hope Brendan Gleeson got a good paycheck for showing up.
Yeah. Well, and growing out that beard. I think that was his real.
Okay, we got to get it. We got to get it back to this. This episode
is coming out on DVD very soon.
Yeah.
Yes. It could have been direct to DVD, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right?
If it hadn't been John Cusack, this would be a direct to DVD movie.
John, what do you got?
Could have been Steven Seagal.
I'm looking.
Is Edgar Allan Poe.
Who is Edgar Allan Poe? I missed that.
Steven Seagal.
Oh,
is
nice.
Poe. I'm going to
Just as
start with
convincing.
this, you know, the Mill Creek people.
Yes.
With their 50, 100, 300 movies in a box.
Nice.
They sent me 50 timeless family classics.
What?
And
All
I'm
right.
cracking up because I don't know what family this goes to. But, I mean, I'm having fun watching it. I'm like, okay, there's like, you know, Freckles Comes Home with people I don't even know. Or there's an old Bob Hope movie in here. My Dear Secretary with Kirk Douglas. What family watches that? The General with Buster Keaton's good. The Borrowers with Eddie Albert's really good.
All right.
They got a couple of the Dead End Kids movies that are good. So I'm like, okay, this is good for kids. Jane Eyre. What family said, come on, kids. We just had a big dinner. We're going to sit down and watch Jane Eyre. Oliver Twist, blah, 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 blah.
So it's not so much a set for families as it's a set to give grandma.
Farewell to Arms, which was big when I was growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
My Favorite Brunette, which is a great Bob Hope movie.
Did you watch any of them in length? The
ones I mentioned, I've watched.
In full length?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
The Silent Lost World with Wallace Beery. Great movie. So anyway, it's 50 movies and what are they, like $10, $15?
And these
like
are all
that?
public domain movies.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the quality, this is never coming out on Blu-ray like this.
No, well,
some of the quality is
Maybe
awful.
some of these have come out on Blu-ray before because Criterion put together. I mean, not Criterion. I mean, they did the Alfred Hitchcock collection, and then they had the Lady Vanishes on there, and then I just got this one, which is the Dark Crimes, 50 film noirs. It has the Red House on it.
That's on
which
Blu-ray?
just came
Is
out.
that Blu-ray though?
No, this is on DVD, but one of the films on there has been restored and put out on Blu-ray. The Red House.
I got the
which we
Red
talked
House
about
on
last
Blu-ray,
week.
and I bet if we watched them side to side, you'd see the the before
sure.
and after picture.
Sure.
Oh, wait, no, so wait, this is Mill Creek. Does it have any of the silent Wizard of Oz movies?
Not on this.
Because they own no.
Not on this.
So they did a 50 family
they did
thing, and
that.
they didn't put any Wizard of Oz movies.
Yeah.
I'm
hear
intrigued. Oh, go ahead.
I hear the title. I would have thought it would be like their set, because I know Mill Creek owns a bunch of those like K. Gordon Murray kitty matinee things.
They have a catalog that's
like,
kind of insane. They own a ton of
They're like
these films, a bunch of noirs, and then the American Internationals, like the Grindhouse films.
Yeah.
And Rhino, aren't they like the new version of Rhino?
I don't know.
Pretty much.
Is Rhino still around? Are they still? Oh, that's a shame.
So.
I
So
remember
anyway,
Rhino.
I thought this was funny because again, for the amount of money you get, there's 50 movies.
What are the Laurel and Hardy films?
The Laurel and Hardy films are.
It comes with a booklet. I've got this noir booklet, but
Flying Aces, Flying Deuces,
Okay. Yeah.
and The Little Princess with Shirley Temple.
All right.
really,
And come on, this is the first time I've ever seen a Shirley Temple movie.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've never
Really?
seen one before. They're
No.
awful.
Oh, my grandmother had them all, so I watched them as a lad. I watched the Shirley Temple movies. There's a lot of filler in between the songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the tap dancing and the animals being
She was a
goaded to
major
make
star.
the-
She's still around now. I think she's what, 83?
yeah,
Shirley
she's
Temple
Shirley Temple Black, no relation.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, that would be my first choice. Oh, and The end movie of this is Our Town with William Holden. I'd
Really?
never seen that before.
Soundtrack
wow.
by Aaron Copland.
Nice.
Okay, it was really good. So yeah, I've had this for like a week now, and I just watch them. Like
I just like it having it on the shelf because you can. It's just like a catalog you can browse through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just there's always an extra movie. You know.
and they
Always
also
something
sent me. I
else.
didn't bring it with me, but did you get Nifty 50s?
No, I didn't get that. What Mill Creek did send me Dark Crimes, which I am most grateful for because it is all noir from the late 30s into the early 60s. Didn't have a lot of time, but I did watch Fear in the Night, starring DeForest Kelley from 1948.
Oh, nice.
And this was like some serious noir. He plays this bank teller who has this really bad dream that he's killed somebody. And then so he calls into the bank the next day to say that he's sick. He can't come in. He's just, he's feeling dizzy. And, and his boss just writes it off like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like today, you would have been suspect with something like, saying something like that. But he spends the next day sort of being presented these weird indications of things that happened in his dream the prior night. And the way that they do it with it's just so straightforward noir. And then I'm just trying to meld the idea of Bones, from Star Trek with this young version of DeForest Kelley. And it's DeForest Kelley, but it's young DeForest Kelley. He's not
Really?
He's not gaunt.
Was he
He's
ever
not,
young?
Does it make up for Night of the
Lepus. He was in Night of the Lepus. Oh God, he wears a pink scarf. In Night of the Lepus.
Everything about the film is, like the old hotel, the diners, the old house in the woods. It just everything about it is just like straight on noir. And then there's a bunch of other. There's obviously 49 other films on it, including The Red House, which we talked about last week.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good
with
one.
Edward G. Robinson, who is on the cover.
Of course, that's
And,
funny too. The
It's
people who put on
Dark
the cover,
Crimes from Mill
Nifty
Creek.
50s has a big picture of Marilyn Monroe on the cover, and in some movie she's like fifth in the in
Really,
the
what
extras. I forget what movie it is, but
before?
well, the thing that I liked about Nifty 50s is that a lot of it is aren't really there's movies obviously, but there's also like TV Playhouse things.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court is an hour-long adaptation for some playhouse that has the guy who played Scarlett O'Hara's dad plays the Connecticut Yankee, and they have this one I forget what it's called, but it's Warren Beatty. It's about how America reacted to the War of the Worlds broadcast.
Nice.
That's really good too. So I check out Mill Creek. For under $20, you're going to get 50 movies. Like I said, some of them are crap, but...
Well, here, another thing I think we need to tell people is that periodically during these films, a fucking watermark appears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got
That
their one,
sucked.
like their
but-
summer drive-in box,
I mean,
and there were like scratches all over the film. And it was
That's how they get 50 of them on the box. Is
Yeah.
These are not.
they're not touched up in any
I mean,
way.
you can watch the film; it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no criterion.
Yeah.
No.
But you get the watermark, and I'm like, is it because people are just taking something like this and going to upload it to YouTube or something? Or I mean, I
I
don't
think
know.
that's where they got it.
It's probably on there because that's where they got it from. Is that
Yeah.
they'll take? I'm sure Mill Creek will take. I don't think Mill Creek has like a bunch of 50 millimeter prints hanging up in the warehouse that they're going to run through the wash every once in a while and get on DVD.
They've got some great cartoon collections.
Yeah.
Like with Gulliver's Travel, like classic literature turned into cartoons. That are fantastic.
And they do have some good Blu-ray titles coming out in the next
Oh yeah,
week or
yeah.
so. They got
I ordered
New
every one
York
they
Stories.
offered me.
Really?
Except for White Squall and there were a couple others I didn't care about.
White
Yeah,
Skull.
and New York Stories.
Yeah.
They've got a Scorsese film and a another Woody Allen. Well, they had scenes from them all last year, but technically he didn't direct it.
Let's just give the listening audience a
wrong
moment
there.
here because this is the first time in 15 years anyone has thought of White Squall.
And that was only because I said no, I don't want it.
Photography. It's the photography. That's what's so great about that film.
I'm giving you the boy, you give me back the man.
I'm stunned by Bob saying that. I hope that was
he's
that
what
from
he's
White
seen
Squall. Or
White
is
That's
it-
it.
Squall.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's a line from White Squall.
It's not just your pickup line.
No.
People on a deck getting
Boys.
showered with water.
Water splashed on them.
waves.
All right.
John, what do you got?
Where were you in whenever it came out? Clueless.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I wanted to talk about Clueless this episode, but yes,
you should. Yeah. You should.
I did just watch Clueless.
And
on
wasn't
Blu-ray.
it a blast?
Man,
From your past.
It's what is it? It's only 14, it's 15 years now.
Yep.
Yeah, 1990.
No, it's got. I'm guessing 96.
Let's not mince words here. Everything, even from a year before 9/11, feels like a billion years ago.
It feels like this is like non-cell phone world.
Doesn't it?
Internet is a new thing world.
Yeah,
dial-up modem world.
And I mean, I was okay. What year was Clueless?
I'm guessing 96. Do you have it? You have it right there?
Not here.
It's right, John. Reach over
If
there.
only
It's
there
on the
was a
shelf.
machine that this could
You
be
see it?
pulled up on. With,
It's right. It's right on the bottom shelf there.
If only someone would invent a tool that you could type this into.
See?
We-
I can't move. I'm
all
in
right,
the
all right.
studio.
We'll just go with 96.
Now it's the on.
we tried to move the mic, but it didn't really work. John, is
Well, they're the class of
lined up?
95.
It would have to be 95 feels about right, and I was I must have been just going into high school when Clueless
Really?
came out. Oh yeah,
Really?
My God.
95.
What threw me on this one is I did not recognize Brittany Murphy.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't. I watched the entire movie, not even thinking about
Really?
that this was Brittany Murphy.
Oh, my God.
I can't even watch reruns of King of the Hill.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not funny anymore because she's always playing.
There is something about that, but I didn't see it that way here. What?
She's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, be kind.
I didn't know her.
Well, it's just weird because she was one of those out of what the
and
hell
so full of
happened?
life and
Yeah.
vibrant and
she was coming
is
back. She was in the midst of the comeback. She was in Sin City. She had it really kind of happening.
Yeah.
And she didn't look like a skeleton anymore, which a lot of people had found to be an issue.
Well, it's funny because in this one, in Clueless, she's the chubby girl, and she's not chubby.
That's why I
she's
didn't
not.
get it. I didn't get it. I can't believe I didn't make that connection.
If anything,
I think I saw
Paul Rudd's
Clueless.
the chubby girl in this movie.
Paul Rudd is in this. This is I have to keep reminding myself why it is that women who are my contemporaries still swoon over Paul Rudd.
This was the
when he's in
Paul
a
Rudd
movie.
before Cider House Rules.
Yeah.
Where he was the good-looking.
He was just beefcake in this. He doesn't really
Baxter.
have a
Yeah,
decent
he's
line
just
or
that
anything.
guy. And it's that he was that guy, and they're like, oh right, yeah, it's a good movie though, Clueless.
Yeah, it's still
holds
and,
up.
It does represent its time.
Dan Hedaya.
Yeah.
is the dad.
He's hysterical.
And just the fact that she's named Cher.
Everywhere in LA takes 20 minutes.
Its story, the making of it was kind of, the casting of Alicia Silverstone was a real. Yeah. They really picked her out of just some. She was a video vixen.
Well, she was the video
was
vixen.
real. Yeah.
Let's not undercut it here. That video was in really heavy rotation at MTV, and it's not because it's that good of an Aerosmith song.
By that video, which one are you talking about?
Oh, Crying. She was in Crying. She was in Amazing, and then she was in, but she was already famous by the time. By the time they brought her back for Crazy, which is like the lesbian schoolgirl video with Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
Which is here's the thing. That video is so hot. You can forget how creepy it is that it's Steven Tyler's daughter. You can ignore that for the movie because
I don't think they knew that at the time though.
No, they knew that at the time because she was in because she was in there.
She looks like her dad at one point. She pulls her hair back and spits her gum out. And it's like, ooh,
Well,
that's her
she
dad's move.
lip syncs in the strip.
I dropped some movies.
The striptease sequence in the movie. She lip syncs the song directly to Alicia Silverstone.
Hey, can you post that?
What?
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah, post that video. That'll get more traffic than anything we do.
These are the foundational TV watching experiences of my teen years, guys.
What's so amusing about Clueless is that it's dated because it was so contemporary at the time, or but now it's just like
it seems so innocent.
Even
now.
when the characters talk about beeping each other,
Yeah, it's. Well, and it's so innocent now. Like at the time, it's exactly like the John Hughes movies in that respect. Is that at the time, I remember Clueless was not controversial, but it was oh, this is so new and modern and current about it's the way kids really talk in high school.
Yeah,
and
that's what they were saying about it at the time.
The girls are there's a little cutesy poo oral sex conversation or something with the girls, and it's at the time it was oh, this is for you, and you watch it now and this could be you couldn't run this on Fox because it wouldn't be as edgy as Glee.
My plastic surgeon says I can't do anything with balls fly at my face. There goes your social life.
Yeah. It's it's such a good.
Now it sounds cute. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, back then it was like, oh, are they talking about balls?
Yeah.
And Breckin Mayer again.
Yep.
We talked about him a couple weeks ago in Kate and Leopold. And this is him doing his pushing his druggy guy, his version of the slacker guy thing again.
Donald Faison being the hip hop guy is so cheesy but so funny. And the thing is, it's so bright and poppy. The colors are vivid. Everything about it. What's his name? Heckerling.
Yeah, Amy Heckerling.
Amy Heckerling.
Yeah.
It's right at that point where the 80s all of the 80s hadn't quite drained out of the 90s yet. So the neon thing, the whole movie looks like a Benetton ad.
This is one of the movies that started the career of Scott Rudin.
Yep.
Love him or hate him. People who
it was just fun to watch.
You don't want to get on his bad side. But yes, he did produce Clueless.
It turned out to be the peak for Alicia Silverstone, at least as a film actress.
Well,
excuse me, did you see Excess Baggage?
Two mistakes was that
I'm a person, so I didn't see Excess Baggage.
She was obviously miscast in Batman and Robin, and then her other mistake is that she had plastic surgery, which made her in some ways unidentifiable. I mean, she lost the look, the little drawl
mouth,
that she had that was cute about her, that was recognizable about her. And
well, I don't want to bang her because I'm sure she's still around.
You don't want to bang her?
I don't want to bag on her because she's still around.
She bang her.
That's what I thought.
Fuck yeah, but not but I mean, she's still around. She does ads for like Peter or something all the time, so she seems to be doing okay.
Heavy vegan, whatever.
Yeah, she seems to be. Didn't she have a kid?
I think so, but actors got to be careful about taking a successful film and then turning it into and then going from there into a superhero movie.
Well, no, what happened?
Learn their lesson.
Well, what happened was after the Aerosmith video, Warner Brothers signed her to like a 4-picture deal, sight unseen, on the whole thing, and they made Clueless, and it was this giant hit, and everyone was like, "Okay, good." And then the next 2 movies were Excess Baggage and Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Oops.
I got you. No, I got you.
It's really hard to
give us the boy.
She still looks out as Batgirl, though.
It's hard to give the worst performance in Batman and Robin, but she somehow manages.
Wow.
She's like the female.
I have a lot of empathy. I wanted her to do good.
No,
I still want her to do.
She could come back. Dude, Christina Applegate is back and around. I hope she's an Anchorman too. She was so good in Anchorman 1.
Yeah.
Steve, what do you have?
She's always looking good. Road Trip. Breckin Mayer. Again, right. It's like a triple for me. With Kate and Leopold and Clueless and Road Trip, which has just come out on Blu-ray. Oh, and by the way, the Clueless Blu-ray is just an upgrade of the DVD. There's nothing new on it. But it looks good. Not all the extras are in high def, but it does look good, the Blu-ray upgrade. So Road Trip just came out. I don't think I had seen this since it had come out in 99, but anyway, I think it was, what's his name? Todd Phillips. Was it his first feature? Director of The Hangover?
I think so, because
this might have been pre-Old School.
Yeah, because Old School was after. Old School was well after this.
Yeah.
And this is one. Was this the one that was supposed to launch Tom Green as a movie star? Or
the movie has some really funny moments, and Sean William Scott is, he's
awesome.
still sort of in his Stifler mode here. Although I still have yet to see Goon, and apparently that is the best version of Sean William Scott. So anyway, this is they were certainly trying to market the here and gone popularity of Tom Green. Who it appears like it seems like he was probably filming this for 2 weeks, but it looks like they've obviously they used all the time they had with him to do the sort of like him telling a flashback framework for the film, as if he's giving a college tour, telling the story, and and then he appears a couple times periodically as a side story to what's going on, and it's pretty obvious. And if you can take Tom Green, you can handle the movie. His humor is it's an irritating humor.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a weird you out kind of like this guy's messed up in the head.
He's not well used in this feature.
Yeah. And then it's got the stuff with DJ Qualls, which is this is his first film. This is the one that put him on the map as like this weird guy.
Google him, trust us, he existed.
Yeah, I think is the thing that I actually liked him in. He did The Core.
Yeah, he was in the core.
Yeah, and
The new guy.
comic book villains.
Yeah.
I dig him in that.
Yeah. He was Michael Cera before Michael Cera.
Wasn't he in Hustle and Flow?
There's
Yes,
this
he was.
Oh yes, holy shit! How could I forget about that? That is probably the best performance
the best
he's
DJ
done.
Qualls
Yes, thank you, John.
Thank you. I'm here all night. Take your waitress.
There's a scene in this movie where they're just trying to find a place to sleep at night, so they go to a college that has a fraternity that turns out to be an all-black fraternity, and of course the white guys charm the black guys, and the black guys aren't as mean as you thought they were when the white guys first entered the big dorm. Yeah. And then it turns out that DJ Qualls' character is like, oh, he's the strangest looking but the cutest of them all, and then the idea that he does some sort of like Irish line dance that seems to entertain everybody. It was just...
It's one of those jokes that used to be in every comedy and doesn't seem to exist anymore, is white people getting stuck in an all-black area and it turning out to be funny. They did it in Animal House.
You guys mind if I dance with your dates?
Yeah, and it's what's the kids? Are you seeing this strife in Vacation?
Yeah, they played on it. They apparently
Revenge of the Nerds isn't like the nerd fraternity traditionally an all-black fraternity, and then
Lambda.
I don't remember.
I kind of think like there's a couple scenes that were sort of maybe a guilty pleasure, but Tom Green is so fucking annoying.
It's just American Pie in a car, right? I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's but without that whole memories of high school kind of thing that American Pie had going on.
Yeah.
Who's the blonde chick though?
The blonde chick. I don't recall.
Amy Smart?
Yeah, this is the girl that Breckin Mayer grew up with, loving.
Yeah.
And then he cheats on her in college, and he, for some reason, videotapes it, and then he sends he left the mailing of this videotape to one of his friends, and his friend erroneously sends the sex tape to his girlfriend he's trying to make it. So they're trying to beat the tape to the mailbox.
Stupidest plot of this movie.
Yeah.
Thank God they followed up with, was Euro Trip the follow-up to this?
Yeah, Euro Trip. With Amanda Bynes, right? Was she in that one?
Rachel Blanchard? Amy Smart.
Yeah, Amy Smart. Yeah. Yep.
And Fred Ward is the maniacal.
Oh, sorry. It's a Fred Ward thing.
Police father. Anyway, moving on. Road trip. From road trip. Road tripping from road trip. John, what do you got?
W.E. directed by Madonna. Did you guys see this?
No.
I did not subject myself.
I didn't want to watch it. And when I remember they showed it to the press, I didn't go that day.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Really?
It's I wonder if I wish I could see it and not know it was Madonna.
Yeah.
Someone would just say, "Oh, here's this movie," because it's the story of the prince who gave up the throne of England for the woman he loved, the twice divorced American slut. So there's that part, and then there's a modern day story about a woman married to a psychologist and their problems, and the two do not work well together at all. Even though Madonna keeps the princess keeps showing up and talking to the modern day person and all that.
Right.
So it's really clumsy at times, but it looks great. Abby Cornish plays the modern day woman, and she's a doll.
All right.
Always like her.
She gives a really good performance in it. And there's this really weird scene where the Prince of Wales is having a cocktail party at his house. They're watching Charlie Chaplin movies, and everyone's bored and, falling asleep. So the prince slips them all Benzedrine tablets in their champagne, right? And then they all start dancing to the Sex Pistols. God Save the Queen. It makes no sense. No sense. But you know what? It's the most memorable scene in the movie.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, that's just, it makes no sense, but I like it.
A Fellini-esque moment from
Kind of,
Yeah.
So I would recommend it. But, forget it's Madonna. I liked her first one, Filth and...
Filth and what?
Filth and Something was her first movie.
What was Madonna's first? It was Desperately Seeking Susan.
Well, no, actually, wasn't she in Shanghai Surprise first?
No, I mean her first directing. She was the guy from Go-Go Bordello was in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate these press notes. So anyway, I would highly recommend it. It's a well-crafted piece of movie making. Got some problems, but I was entertained throughout the whole thing.
I'll wait until Lady Gaga remakes it.
What does the W.E. mean? Is W period?
William and Elizabeth?
Okay.
No, Wally and Edward. It's the initials of the prince and his
girlfriend,
American slut.
Cool. Well, what I've got here is...
That's porn.
I don't know what... I mean...
A failed franchise starter is what you're holding.
What is it?
It's One for the Money. It's a Katherine Hagel film, and I don't.
Sorry,
it's like I
control
just
it.
don't know what to make of Katherine Hagel's career. You can tell by watching this movie that she's a fan of romantic comedies and light stuff, mysteries, and I can see this is where she's going. Telling her agent to get her stuff like this and
get me a franchise,
something like that. I mean, I think this was actually produced with a family member, but.
It's a bunch of books.
It's like, why doesn't she just do something different, like not a romantic comedy?
I don't think
this is more. It's One for the Money. She's the movie takes place in Trenton, New Jersey, and she's in debt. And in order to make some quick money, she decides to hook up with some of her old friends in high school. They run one of her friends runs a bail bonds business, so she. Basically takes the job as just to bring in any criminal so that she can get the get the bail. And one of these guys that she's trying to bring in, or the main guy actually, is an old boyfriend who's been wrongly accused of a murder. So it's a Trenton, New Jersey murder.
And who plays the guy?
Jason O'Mara, and John Leguizamo plays the bad guy.
What was the Katherine Hagel movie with
Seth Rogen?
Well, I remember she was in Knocked Up, and I liked that movie. Was
she in anything else?
She was in The Ugly Truth with Gerard Butler, which
was bad. And then she did one with Mr. Demi Moore.
Well, this
Ashton
is...
Kutcher, right?
What Happens in Vegas?
No, that was Cameron... Wasn't that Cameron Diaz?
Was it?
It was a spy movie, Ashton
Kutcher. Killer, right? No.
Yeah,
that was
with
a train wreck.
Yeah, that was awful.
Well, this... You got to wonder what's going on with her career. I mean, she's making these decisions that are just all in the vein of doing a romantic comedy, or does she think this is like all she's capable of doing? No, is this what she really likes? Or these? I mean,
this one
she's got to get out of this rut.
This one is a smart. It was at least a smart decision business.
I mean, at least to stop from being the butt of jokes.
I mean, she's a terrible actress, so it doesn't help. But this is, they didn't.
Oh, but she's gorgeous.
They didn't advertise the hell out of it for the movie, but this is based on a book by Janet Evanovich.
Very
right. Which is
how did you?
I worked in the reason I know this is because I worked in a used bookstore for a year and a half,
and it's got that light cop mystery thing about it that's all Janet Evanovich.
And there's 20 of these, and they all have stupid number puns. The second one is 2 for the show.
No
the
way.
Third one is 3 to get ready.
And
things like that. And they just keep
fuck you.
They keep going. It's like 22 pickup or something, and it's all like that. But conceivably, this was has been considered for years to be a prime franchise.
Oh, sure,
and actor to take over,
and Evanovich makes a ton of money. This is supposed to be The Zone,
and
like a good bankable decision.
She's horribly miscast though, because the character is supposed to be this sort of down on her luck sort of New Jersey tough girl, and Stephanie Plum, and in the movie
it doesn't work.
She has this unfortunate thing where she looks like a supermodel, but she has an absolute...
And she's doing it in high heels. Yeah. High heels usually never work when you're doing an action scene.
Don't I know?
Well, I don't want to get totally on the I don't know Katherine Hagel.
It's an okay I don't know, direct to video release.
She has this problem where she's stunningly beautiful but has a horrible on-screen personality and is completely unlikable. And not everyone can make that work, because she's not it's not like the Sharon Stone thing where Sharon Stone looks like kind of an icy bitch. But
why did it work in Knocked Up? Because maybe she was opposite Seth Rogen. Why does she come across as being cold and hard to like?
She's not the focus of the whole story. She's not trying to be funny.
And she's not going to make any more of those because she badmouthed the movie while it was still in theaters, and now she's on Apatow's shit list, I guess.
That's pretty. They probably have a voodoo doll of her.
Yeah, they forced her to make a movie with Gerard Butler.
She's got to do something to break this chain of bad events.
Or not. Maybe she can just fade from our...
Maybe that's her thing. Maybe, this is a movie that is probably a very entertaining film for people who like these kind of light romantic comedies.
I doubt it.
There's a market for it.
Apparently not, because it was out of theaters in a week.
Oh, was it even in theaters?
It was in theaters, and then it huge bomb.
Okay.
Huge. Janet Evanovich is mad as hell. The
is that a long word, Janet Evanovich?
Janet Evanovich.
rolls out of your mouth like one word, like ooh.
Have you ever read it?
I have not read.
Okay.
I worked in the bookstore. I looked at it. I said, no, thanks.
Should we get serious?
Go for it. What do you got?
Circus Columbia. Dun, dun, dun. Directed by Denis Tanovic. Foreign movie. Takes place in Bosnia-Herzegovina.
What?
Must be uplifting.
No. Well, anyway, it's about the Bosnian War. And usually when you see those, like when you saw what Angelina Jolie did with it.
The Land of Blood and Honey?
Right. It's violence, it's, depression, it's more violence, it's all politics and war. This focuses all that energy on one family. It's a mother and her son who are living on one side of the argument. The father's been away for 20 years, but when power switches, he comes back. And he comes back as like the leader of the new party, and he's going to be in charge of the town. He comes back with the woman he's going to marry because, I'm divorcing you. You're not my son. Get out of the house. This is my house now. And, you're basically trash to me. But there's just a power to it all. The mom and the son are very likable. The father's a dick, but he gets his comeuppance. The woman he brings back to marry him turns out to be the best thing in the movie. This hot redhead. So there's just a lot of life to it, that avoids this. It shows what happens during wartime and the horror of war, but not graphically, not to make you depressed about it. Just family struggling to make stuff happen. And I was enraptured by it. I really had subtitles and all.
What's it called again?
Circus Columbia. It was the Bosnian entry for Best Foreign Language Film in 2010. Cool. Didn't win. But yeah, I would definitely, especially if you like me and you fear foreign movies, this is one to check out.
You fear foreign movies?
Sometimes.
The foreign movies are the subtitles? Either?
Yeah. Especially when I halfway through, you're like, there's not going to be any nudity or violence in this. They're just going to talk for another hour.
Yeah. What's that joke from Family Guy? Attention, France. A good-looking man smoking a cigarette and looking despondent is not a movie.
I got a couple from Criterion. The Organizer. Did you get this?
No, I've got it, but I haven't found the 3 hours to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's a long one. It's from 1963, from director Mario Monticelli. It takes place in 1898, I think, and it's kind of like the early stages of Union formation in Italy, and it takes place in a Turin factory, and all these workers are trying to do is take a 14-hour workday and bring it down to 13. Because they're just working so much. There's this one scene where the guy's just like he falls asleep at the wheel, and his hand gets mulched on from by the machine that he's working on, and so along comes Marcello Mastroianni. I see him as this guy in the movie who sort of goes from town to town that, inspiring people to, rise up against the owners of these companies that are taking advantage of all these poor people. And they really do make the point in the film. And it's kind of like amazing what they had to go through. But then again, you're seeing this. It's a film that's made in 1963. It's kind of like neorealism, but it isn't. I mean, it's a period piece,
right,
with sort of a 60s aesthetic, but incredible performance by Mastroianni.
Cool,
digged it. John, was there another one you were going to talk about?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I had one more Criterion disc.
Okay,
go for it.
Should I go lowbrow then? If you're going to bring in Criterion.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going very high.
Okay.
Taking it.
Nazis at the center of the earth.
Did you wait? Is this the
Asylum?
The Asylum. I haven't seen it. I haven't.
You want
to
save it then? Because I want to talk about it a lot.
Is this supposed to be timed with like the Nazis on the other side of the moon movie? That's
Iron Sky.
Iron Sky.
No, this is just what it says in the title: Nazis at the center of the earth. We can skip it and wait because you're going to love it. I got one more I can bring out instead.
Yeah, do it because I am eager to talk about that.
Yeah, come back, everyone. Bob, I'll let you see my copy. It's worth it. All right, so I saw Films of Fury, which is
it's a collection of something.
Yeah. Kung Fu movies.
Nice.
And basically, it's if you're a Kung Fu fan, it really doesn't tell you much new about Kung Fu movies, although it does takes it from the early days right up to Kung Fu Panda, which is nice. But the directors, what they've done is they've come up with a little cartoon that ties all the scenes together. So it's a cartoon of a guy walking down the street. Some riders come by. He falls in the mud. The riders stop to laugh at him because he's not. That's where a pig belongs, in the mud. Ha ha ha. And so the guy goes, instead of going to the Shaolin Temple to learn the art of kung fu, he goes to a video store to watch kung fu movies. And so he
chocolate.
He follows. There's a section on Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, the new fighters, female kung fu artists, tons of clips. And the guys who wrote it and the narrator obviously love kung fu movies. There's not a bad word said about how many crappy kung fu movies there are in the world. Right. But I watched it with a pad and pencil so I could write down the names of all these kung fu movies.
Oh God.
And yeah, it's just a blast because all of this is the fight scenes.
Yeah.
And who the star was. Like, the one thing I didn't know was in I think it was Enter the Dragon or the one after Enter the Dragon. Mm-hmm. Jackie Chan was the bad guy.
He was one of the henchmen in Enter the Dragon.
Bruce Lee kills him.
Yeah, you can only see him when Bruce Lee grabs a guy by there and snaps his head back. The guy with the goatee beard is a very young Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And they there's a nice segment about when Bruce Lee dies, all the fake Bruce Lees, Bruce L.I.,
Dragon Lee, Bruce
all
Lee.
These other and how they faked, that they'd use a still of Bruce Lee and have the other guy look at him like he was talking to him. So that was kind of cheesy, but it's big fun. If you're not a fan of kung fu movies or you're not really involved in them, this is a great place to start. It's a great place to stop right now and watch films.
If I just edited together all the mistakes I've made in pronunciation, it would make for a very amusing show. And
I'd probably be sued. Especially
hours
for
and hours
films.
of material.
Yeah. All right, so you got one more?
So from there, yes, I'm taking it to Late Spring, Yojiro Ozu's film from 1949. I loved this movie, and I don't know what to tell you other than it was like the simplicity of it. I mean, he's master filmmaker and everything, but it's just such a simple, kind, it's like a neatly constructed little film. Mm-hmm. That just says something so much larger. Maybe that's something about what good films are, that's like, or good writing or anything. It's like something about like the simplicity of it. So Criterion's just put out the Blu-ray for Late Spring. It's an upgrade of their 2006 DVD release. And wow, in a way it was like, I'm not familiar with Ozu's filmography, but this to me, I figure, this is like a great place to start.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating. I mean, it takes place in 1949. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful black and white. And the transitions in the film, I learned something about how he compresses time. And of course, I wouldn't have known that without listening to the commentary. But really just a beautifully constructed film. And it's about a father and daughter in Tokyo in 1949. And they're in the suburbs. And basically, what with all the freedom that women were, kind of given after World War II in Japan, because, as Americans were sort of dictating how things were being rebuilt, and they helped, rewrite the Japanese, Constitution. They put in certain things for women that gave them much more freedom that they ever had before, like, to be able to have a say in what goes on in a marriage and to be able to own land. And so there's something very optimistic about this film and about the way the lead actress carries herself. She has a certain, she's like in her early 20s, and she has a certain happiness about her. I mean, like everything that she says, it's like she's always got a smile on her face, even when she's insulting the guy in front of her at a bar.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to leave her dad because she loves her dad, and it's sort of this interplay about, in a microcosmic way, the what's going on in Japanese society and, the changes and whatnot. And I just was so impressed with the pacing of the film and how the soundtrack just plays as it plays. And it was, wow, I can watch this again and really learn something for it. So I'm really eager to watch it again and discover more of Ozu's stuff. And that's my real layman's explanation of watching Late Spring. which I'm sure, I mean, like Ozu is like such a revered filmmaker. To me, it's like seeing an Alfred Hitchcock film for the first time and never having seen any of his films, and then being like really impressed with that one film, and then knowing that there's like a mountain of other films that go along with it.
That's a good thing. It's kind of like watching the films of Fury. You're like, oh, there's all these great kung fu movies. It's a little more lowbrow than Late Spring, but
it's like tip of the iceberg stuff.
Yeah, I want to see more of this director of Yujiro
Ozu.
His work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and like I said, it looks beautiful.
You watched it? You got to watch it?
Yeah. And there are just talk about simplicity. There's a shot in there where they've the girl and this guy have ridden their bikes to the beach.
Oh yeah,
and how a shot
the
of
blocking,
the two bike
blocking, and how it means something.
Yeah, the two bike trails, or the treads going across the sand, and it's beautiful. It's bright white sand, and
it's really like it's like he's put it together like some neat little dollhouse or something. Even like the way the shots are framed, like he'll have objects in the foreground that sort of say something, that frame the characters in the background. And another neat thing that he does that I really kind of dig was, apparently Ozu likes filming scenes where travel is taking place. So he has trains and stations and places of arrival and departure. And I just kind of get like a kick out of it, in the sense that like this is Japan, 1949, but it still sort of seems like a modern society, in the sense that this could be America in a way.
Yeah.
He even intercuts a Coca-Cola sign. Mm. And when the lady goes downtown, the lady, I just don't remember her name, but when she has when she goes down into Tokyo to take in an art show, it's all done in such a, it's just like this, I don't want to say like ethereal, but it's in a very practiced way. It's like simple and straightforward and something nice about it.
Yeah, it's very clean too. It's cleanly shot. There's no ambiguities, although there is a good story there.
I was really impressed with the film, just on an aesthetic level, for the first 15 minutes. And then when the story kicks in, when she's talking with the fella at the bar, and she's, wait a second, it's like she's insulting him, that all of a sudden you get into the story, and then it becomes something else.
Yeah.
Good for you, Mr. Ozu.
Yeah. You've got the post-movie podcast thumbs up. I need seal approval.
I think we're good.
I think so.
Bob, thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem.
Always appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
And you can listen to all of our episodes online. We're at post-movie.net, and we're on iTunes. If you leave a review, that would be like the most helpful thing you can do.
Leave a review.
And we will always remember you. We'll remember that person who said those nice things about us. But we also remember the people who said the horrible things.
Yeah. I'll remember you if you give me any crap. I'll come visit you.
On iTunes. And if you like us on Facebook, that would be cool. That would be great. We do stuff on Facebook.
Do we Twitter?
Yeah. I Twitter. You can follow me on twitter.com/SteveHead. That's officially, that's the unofficial Post Movie Podcast Twitter site. That's where I send out the notices for like new episodes and stuff. So. Yep. And you can send us an email. That's another way to contact. You can send us an email at contact@post-movie.net if you have anything to say about any of the things we've discussed, or if you want to reprimand us.
I dare you. I dare you.
Bob, where can people find you again?
People can find me on escapistmagazine.com every Friday with Escape to the Movies, and every Tuesday with The Big Picture. And you can check out my blog at moviebob.blogspot.com, The Game Overthinker on screwattack.com, updated intermittently, and American Bob on YouTube.
Man, you are busy. That's a lot to keep up with.
I try.
We just have post-movie.net.
Yeah, and you can find me in North Quincy. I think I'll be going to Obie's for breakfast tomorrow. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then that's it.
Until next time, I'm Steve Head.
I'm John Black.
So long, everybody. The train actually, can I just record that again? Because the train got...
It's so long, everybody.
Until next time, I'm Steve Head.
I'm John Black.
So long, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
It's so long, everybody.